Are menopause patches safe? If you've wondered, are menopause patches safe or am I slapping on trouble? You're in the right place. Today we break down what's inside the patch, the real risks and benefits, and how to use patches smartly without the jargon. Quick note, this video is educational, not medical advice. Your body, your call, with a clinician who knows your history. The big question. Menopause can bring hot flashes, night sweats, brain fog, and the sudden urge to turn your pillow into a personal snowbank. Hormone therapy patches, usually delivering estradiol through the skin, are one of the most effective ways to calm those symptoms. The safety question matters because hormones act on many parts of the body: blood vessels, breasts, uterus, brain, and more. The good news? For many healthy people under 60 or within 10 years of their final period, the balance of benefits and risks is favorable when therapy is used correctly and individually tailored. That's not internet folklore. It's reflected in major medical guidelines and position statements reviewed by experts. What's in a patch and how it works? A menopause patch typically contains estradiol, the same estrogen your ovaries use to make, delivered through the skin. Some patches are estrogen only. Others combine estrogen with a progestogen. Transdermal delivery skips the digestive tract and the liver's first pass, which is a big reason patches behave differently from pills in terms of clotting and certain side effects. Doses vary, and your ideal dose is the lowest one that gets the job done, with periodic check-ins to adjust. If you don't have a uterus, estrogen alone is standard. If you do, you'll usually need endometrial protection with a progestogen to keep the uterine lining safe. We'll unpack those options shortly. Who they're safest for. Guidelines generally find the safest window to start systemic hormone therapy is before age 60 or within 10 years of your last period, because that's when benefits tend to outweigh risks for many, not all. Patches are often preferred if you have risk factors for blood clots, migraines, higher BMI, or elevated blood pressure, because the skin route avoids big liver-driven changes in clotting proteins. If you have a uterus, add a progestogen to protect the lining. If you don't, you typically don't need one. If you've had breast cancer, an estrogen-sensitive cancer, a recent clot, stroke, or serious liver disease, or you have unexplained bleeding, you need specialist input before considering systemic hormones. Individualization is the rule. No copy-paste care here. Blood clots and stroke. Let's tackle the big one, blood clots. Oral estrogen can raise clotting risk because it goes through the liver and can crank up clotting factors. Patches, sprays, and gels largely sidestep that, so their clot risk is much lower close to background in many studies and guidelines. That's why major groups advise choosing transdermal estrogen if you're at higher risk for clots. The NHS even states plainly that patches, sprays, and gels do not increase blood clot risk, while tablets can, though the absolute risk from tablets is still low for most. What about stroke? Route and dose matter here too. Updated guidance notes that stroke risk is unlikely to increase when combined therapy uses transdermal estrogen, whereas risk rises with oral estrogen, especially with higher doses, longer use, and older age at start. Observational data, including a large 2024-2025 analysis, also found higher cardiovascular and VTE risks with certain oral estrogen-progestin tablets compared with non-oral routes, again supporting the skin, not stomach idea when risk is a concern. Bottom line, if clot or stroke risk is on your radar, talk to your clinician about going transdermal and keeping doses as low as needed for symptom control. Breast cancer. Breast cancer risk depends on several levers, whether you use estrogen alone or estrogen plus a progestogen, how long you use it, your age at start, and your personal risk factors. In large trials and long-term follow-ups, estrogen-only therapy for people without a uterus did not increase breast cancer risk, and in some analyses, was associated with a lower risk compared with placebo. By contrast, combination therapy with certain progestins showed a small increase that grows with longer use. Absolute risk. The real-world extra cases per 1,000 women remains low, but not zero. Do patches change this? Most breast risk data come from studies of what hormones you take rather than how you take them. Current expert statements say the breast signal is linked more to the hormone combination and duration than to the route, although transdermal delivery has advantages for clots and possibly stroke. In other words, using a patch doesn't magically erase the breast risk seen with some combined regimens, but choosing the right progestogen and reviewing regularly can help keep risk low. Your personal and family history should guide the conversation. If breast cancer is part of your medical story, decisions should be made with your oncology team. Non-hormonal treatments are often preferred for hot flashes in that situation. Heart disease. You'll hear experts talk about a window of opportunity. Starting systemic hormone therapy before age 60 or within 10 years of menopause is when benefits for symptoms and bone are clearest and cardiovascular risks are lowest for many people. Therapy isn't used to prevent heart disease, but timing seems to matter for safety. Transdermal estrogen is often favored in people with metabolic risk factors because it doesn't raise triglycerides or clotting factors the way oral therapy can. If you're older or many years past menopause, the risks, especially with oral combined pills, start to outweigh benefits more often, and non-hormonal strategies may make more sense. So, do patches protect the heart? No. Medication gets that cape here. The goal is symptom relief with the lowest effective dose, started in the safer window when appropriate, and paired with heart-smart basics like sleep, movement, and blood pressure, sugar, and lipid control. Think of the patch as one tool in a bigger kit, not a shield. Other safety considerations. Migraines can flare with hormonal ups and downs. If you have migraine, especially with aura, experts generally prefer transdermal estrogen because it gives steadier levels than tablets. Aura isn't an automatic no to HRT, but the skin route is the calmer ride for many. Gallbladder issues are another difference by route. Oral estrogen is linked to higher gallbladder risk, while transdermal appears lower. Skin irritation from patches is common but usually mild. Rotating sites and pressing firmly for 10 seconds can help. Blood pressure and triglycerides are typically friendlier with transdermal than oral routes. Another reason clinicians lean patchward when cardiometabolic risk is in play. You need progesterone? If you have a uterus and use systemic estrogen, you typically need a progestogen to protect the uterine lining. That can be micronized progesterone by mouth at night, a combined estrogen-progestin patch, or, popular for convenience, a 52 mg levonorgestrel intrauterine system, which offers reliable endometrial protection for several years. If you don't have a uterus, you usually don't need a progestogen at all. Dose matching matters. Higher estrogen doses may require more progestogen to keep the lining quiet. Any unexpected bleeding deserves a quick call to your clinician. For strictly vaginal symptoms like dryness or pain with sex, low-dose local estrogen works in the pelvis with minimal absorption and typically doesn't require a progestogen. That's a separate lane from systemic patches, and it's often an option after shared decision-making, even in some complex histories. Contraindications and cautions. If you have a history of estrogen-sensitive breast cancer, unexplained vaginal bleeding, a recent blood clot, stroke, or heart attack, active liver disease, or you're pregnant, systemic hormone therapy, including patches, may not be appropriate unless a specialist is guiding the plan. People with complex cardiac disease, clotting disorders, or very high baseline breast risk deserve individualized risk-benefit discussions, and often a transdermal first approach if hormones are used. Remember, even when therapy is reasonable, start low, reassess regularly, and update choices as your health changes. That menu mindset is safer than setting and forgetting. If hormones aren't a match, you still have effective options. Non-hormonal medicines like the NK3 receptor antagonist, fezolinetant, FDA approved in 2023, reduce hot flashes. More NK family medicines are emerging. Cognitive and lifestyle tools can help too. We'll wrap with a simple, practical roadmap next, using patches safely. Here's your simple plan. First, confirm that systemic therapy is appropriate for you. Then choose route and dose with your clinician, leaning transdermal if clot, migraine, or metabolic risks exist. Apply to clean, dry skin below the waist or on the lower abdomen per product instructions, rotate sites, and set a phone reminder, so patch changes don't become a scavenger hunt. Expect a 2 to 4 week settling in period. If you have a uterus, make sure you've got endometrial protection lined up: pill, combined patch, or a 52 mg levonorgestrel IUS. Recheck at 8 to 12 weeks to tweak the dose, then at least annually to review risks, benefits, and goals. If patches aren't your path, ask about non-hormonal options like fezolinetant. Short answer: for many, yes, menopause patches are a safe and effective choice when used thoughtfully and personally. You deserve relief and a plan that fits your life. Quick Hot Flash Break. I'm turning Hot Flash HQ into a safe, cozy space where women can talk honestly about menopause, share tips, and support each other. If you want to be part of this community and help me reach 1,000 subs this year, hit subscribe and share your experience in the comments. Your story can really help someone else. If this helped, tell us in the comments what's worked for you, patch tips, side effect fixes, or questions you still have. Let's make the thread a warm, judgment-free space where we learn from each other.